Friends, in 2024, an Irish film was released named The Oddity. The word oddity means a strange thing. This film comes in the genre of horror thriller. Maybe you remember that in the year 2020, also a horror film was released named The Caveat. It was a deep dark horror film, however, people liked Caveat. An Irish director named Damian McCarthy has made both these films. The secret of the story of the film, The Oddity, is revealed at the end, so you probably have to watch the film till the end. Do you like its twist? It is a simple story in which only a few elements have been used. The story of the film begins from a village in Ireland. We see a woman named Danny O'Dell who was renovating her house. Danny's husband Ted is a psychiatrist who works in a hospital here. This house was very old and was located at a place where the phone network did not work properly. Well, for the last few days, Danny has been working alone to repair this house. I was engaged, and then she would find a place in the house. She is at a place where she is getting signals, so she calls her husband and talks to him for a while. Before nightfall, she brings some essential items from the car to the house, but she forgets her phone there. She sets up her tent near the door. She went to sleep there, and that night someone came to the door, a man named Olin. One of Olin's eyes was artificial, and he had been a patient of Ted's before, which meant that Olin's mental condition was not good. Olin tells Danny that you should open the door because your life is in danger. Someone has entered your house. Danny was scared of that man and refused to open the door because it was madness to trust a stranger. This man named Olin was talking very lovingly. His expressions also showed that he cared for Danny. He told Danny that if you do to trust me, then call the police. If you don't do this, then you will be killed. Well, after listening to him, Danny knocked at the door, and she moves on. Now, it is not shown to us whether she opened the door or not. But along with this, we are shown another scene in which something Olin was brutally murdered. And after that, we also come to know that Danny was also killed that night. Someone brutally murdered him. It could definitely be Olin for whom Danny would have opened the door, and Olin anyway. There was a madman. We have all seen so many movies that we can guess that maybe Olin was under the influence of some evil power, and he killed Dolly, and then the same evil power killed Olin too. But is this the truth? The secret will be revealed in the story later. Now we are shown a time after a few months where Ted, that is Danny's husband, comes to an antique shop. This antique shop actually belongs to Danny's twin sister, Darcy. Darcy was blind since birth, and Darcy, was also a psychic. She was very sad about her sister's death. Ted often visited her, although he did not believe Darcy's strange talk. Darcy claimed that she could feel things that had a human connection. At this time, he had a vine in his hand. He said that this was a part of a boy's life, but the day she died mysteriously, she said she could feel him through the vine. Ted actually came to give her something. Darcy asked Ted for a special thing belonging to Olin so Darcy could find out who Olin had killed her sister. Why did he kill Ted, and what was he thinking at that time? Ted gives Darcy his handkerchief. During the conversation, Darcy also comes to know that Ted is now dating another girl, although it has not been long since her sister died. Darcy does not reveal what happened, but she must have felt bad. Ted says that her name is Yana, and she used to work in our hospital. Earlier, we were just friends, but now I need someone. After this, Ted left from there. He leaves. In the evening, Darcy returns to her house. She has brought Olin's handkerchief with her. She places it on a table. She takes off her glove and feels something when she touches it. She sees something that frightens her, and tears came to her eyes, and then she went to her storeroom where there was a trunk. Darcy starts looking at it and then sits in front of it. There was some strange stuff lying in this room. The director has also given a reference to his film Caveat here. Ted wakes up from sleep the next day after showing a rabbit. He gets ready and goes to the hospital. He was about to leave, but Yana shows him some pictures. This camera was actually Danny's, which Yana got. The camera had a time-lapse option set on it so that it could take pictures of itself. Last night it took a picture, and Danny's shadow was in that picture. However, it has been a long time since he died. Ted works at night, so Yana has to stay alone in that house. This is the same house where Danny died, so she is scared of staying alone. Ted says that just a few, he has to adjust there today, but Yana says, "No, I will stay in my apartment until your shift changes," to which Ted agrees. Yana was about to leave today. However, before Ted leaves for his work, Yana tells him that last night Darcy had sent a strange gift. It was the same wooden box, and they were even more surprised to know that Darcy was standing outside. Well, they brought her inside. No one had invited Darcy, yet she came here. She wanted to stay here for a day or two. Yana was not interested in this, but Ted did not refuse, although Yana had to go and so did Ted. But Darcy still wanted to stay here. There was a gift in that wooden box, a very strange doll made of wood, which Darcy gave to Ted. Ted gave it to Yana. He says that as soon as Darcy leaves, I will remove this thing. Till then, just bear with it. Ted leaves, and after some time, Yana was also about to leave, but she lost her car keys somewhere. She tries a lot to find them, but she cannot find them. The keys are not found. Darcy was sitting there comfortably as if she already knew what was going to happen. On not finding the keys, Darcy asks Yana, "Are you not going to leave now?" Yana is forced to stay back. The wooden doll, which was in the trunk, now she was sitting on the dining table. It was on a chair, and Yana asks, "Did you take it out?" Then Darcy replies, "No." Well, in the evening, Yana brings some food for Darcy, and then both of them talk. Yana asks Darcy about his work. Hearing this, Yana does not believe it, and in her heart, she is making fun of her that Darcy believes in witchcraft like a witch. Darcy asks, "How do you feel in this house?" Then Yana replies that nothing is very good. It seems whatever happened to your sister. On this, Darcy asks her a question that if a stranger asks you to open the door, will you open the door? Yana replies that I am not that stupid. Hearing this, Darcy gets angry and says the sister was not a fool. She did not open the door. In fact, it was not Olin who killed her. This was the work of someone else. Hearing this, Yana asks in surprise, if a madman like Olin did not kill her, then who did? Then Darcy replies to her, Ivan was actually a nurse who worked in the same hospital as him. Olin was a patient and Ted was a doctor. Yana feels very strange after hearing this. Well, we are shown a scene from the past of the night when Olin came to Danny's door. Here it is revealed that Danny never opened the door. When Olin came to help, Danny was attacked by someone, a masked man who brutally murdered him. Before going to bed, Yana calls her husband Ted to tell him that Darcy is acting strange. She is in their apartment. Ted did not go because she lost her keys and Darcy may have stolen them. Yana says that Darcy claims that her sister Dolly was killed by Ivan, not Olin. Ted calms Yana down and tells her that he is more. She thinks that she should just close the door and go to sleep, but Yana still cannot sleep. She comes out of her room and looks down to see that Darcy is sleeping on the sofa. Yana secretly goes to the wooden statue and starts looking at it. What secret is hidden in it? There were 5 holes in the head of that doll. Yana started looking at it. In the hole, she found a picture of Darcy and Danny, in the second a tooth and in the third blood. Yana was about to look further when Darcy woke up. She angrily tells Yana to put everything back. Well, Yana puts everything back in its place here. The story becomes a bit confusing because it is not clear whether this is all connected to some deed or some ritual or there is nothing like that. So far, nothing has happened that seems unusual. Darsh spends the whole night in front of the same effigy, but Yana is not able to understand anything. Scared, she starts watching the footage recorded on Danny's camera. She sees a terrifying face in the footage. Then she sees Danny's ghost in the corner of the room, which scares her. Yana gives her the car keys. She had already met Yana, so she leaves straight from there. In the hospital, we are shown that Ivan and Dr. Ted are friends, so it could be true that Ivan killed Danny. After coming home, Ted saw that he went upstairs and found Darcy sitting there dejectedly with Ted Yana. When he asks about it, Darcy tells that she ran away from here. I wanted to reveal your truth to her, but my sister scared her. Darcy says that it was you who got my sister killed. You are in love with Yana. You just wanted my sister's property, which she had already transferred to your name. I kept thinking that some mad person killed her, so I took revenge from Olin, but he actually wanted to save my sister. I know I am thinking that you will send someone to kill me, but it would be better if you send that killer here. Ted says, how can you even think like this? How did all this come to your mind? If you doubt me, then let's go. They talk to the detective who was working on Diane's case, but Darcy doesn't believe him. Ted leaves saying, I am keeping this phone here. I will call him and tell him so that he can tell you everything. Ted walks away saying, you've got to pick this up as soon as the phone rings. But we are shown a scene where Ted was planning Danny's murder with the help of Ivan. Ivan was a mad and crazy person. He enjoyed all this. Ted was only interested in money. Ivan killed Danny based on Ted's advice. The question is, where does Olin come in all this? It is true that Olin's mental state was not good, but apart from that, he was a good person. He was not a murderer. He had heard the conversation between Ted and Ivan, and that is why he killed Danny that night. He went to save her, but Danny did not believe him, and because of this, she got killed. But one secret is still not revealed: who killed Olin. Yes, Darcy did say this, but how did she go to a closed room in the hospital because she was. The secret that she was blind will also be revealed. While leaving, Ted had taken out a tile from the floor so that as soon as Darcy moves forward to pick up the phone, it falls down, and this is what happens. After going to the hospital, Ted assigns this task to Ivan that Ivan happily agrees to kill Danny's sister Darcy as well. Ted had already dialed the call on his phone. As soon as Darcy moves forward to pick up the phone, she falls down. When Ivan reaches there, his eyes first fall on the wooden doll and then on Darcy, who is badly injured. Darcy soon dies due to excessive bleeding, but here a new twist comes up because supernatural things also happen in this film. Darcy already knew about his death. A ritual was performed by his sacrifice. The dream is over, and the wooden mannequin suddenly comes to life and attacks Ivan. When Ivan wakes up, he is tied to a hospital bed, and Ted is standing in front of him. Ted accuses Ivan of murdering Darcy. Ivan begs that he won't tell anyone anything and just leave him alone. But Ted says that the suspicion will fall on me, that why I couldn't recognize a mad person like you and who will believe you that the wooden man is a fool. A mannequin came to life and attacked you. Ted was a very deceptive man. He used to use people cunningly. He used everyone, even his wife, Danny. Well, now Darcy is also dead, but she punished her enemy. She could have even killed Ivan, but she did not do that. She punished him. When Ivan was a nurse, he abused many patients. This was not shown directly in the movie, but it can be guessed from some sources. In the end, a patient cuts Ivan's finger to take revenge. At the end of the film, Ted returns home and picks up the bell Darcy had told him a story about. He rings it, but nothing happens. This makes him realize that maybe there is nothing supernatural about Yana. Darcy also left Ted. Perhaps Darcy was successful in her revenge, that is by ruining Ted's life. But in the end, we are shown a bellboy near Ted, and the movie ends here. Friends, the deep meaning of the movie is the dark side of human nature, deception, and highlights the desire for revenge. Darcy's story shows how grief and revenge can drive a person to take dangerous steps. This film can compel you to also show how supernatural elements and human emotions combine to compel you to see where the boundary is between reality and deception. We hope you liked our video.